Hi guys, welcome to Reinvented. I'm your host Kayla, and we talk all things mental health here. Um, so for today's episode, we are going to look at the future of mental health. Um, and I'm going to kind of read along with some articles, um, a few different ones. You know, kind of see maybe hopefully what we can see for the future and stuff like that. I'm going to kind of move my laptop to the side here so you all can see my face. I feel like I'm like down here. Actually, it's probably how I type. Anyway, so for today, I kind of want to look into the future of mental health, mostly for the reason of maybe we can find the ways mental health, like access, accessibility, and how, like, I guess how far it's coming. Because right now, it really seems like when someone has, like maybe a mental health crisis, it's like one of two things I feel like can happen. Either nothing's done until it's too late, or it's like you say one thing and then, like, instead of getting the proper help, you're just shut out from the world. And at least that is how it is in my experience. For everyone, obviously, it's different. So, but like that kind of is how it seems, especially like for like when you notice someone having it and having like a mental health crisis, it's like it just for the most part, it just seems like something's done when it's too late. It's like we have to wait for them to harm themselves or harm others before something's actually done. But for like, hopefully, like there are a lot of mental like health apps out there. Like, obviously, there's like BetterHelp. There's quite a few others that I've seen. Um, I've used BetterHelp before. Um, I mean, I liked BetterHelp. It just for me, towards the end of the day, it started getting really expensive for therapy to like have to pay that. So and then I had a thought in my head and I just forgot. It's really bad. Um, yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of apps out there, and yeah, obviously, if they like the suicide prevention hotline, um, there's again a few others, but there's we're starting to see some like apps out there that actually are able to help people because not everyone has the luxury of going through like their insurance, um, or because some people may not actually have insurance. So yeah. So anyway, we're gonna kind of look at this first one. This is kind of Google's AI overview of like kind of what they can be shaped by. So like the future mental health is expected to be shaped by several advancements and trends, increased access and access, accessibility. That was the word I wanted. It's like expansion of like telehealth and virtual care to bridge care and make services more accessible. Um, Obviously, integration of mental health services in primary care settings, early detection and intervention, which I think is pretty key because I think the earlier you catch something, you're not waiting until it's too late. Policies and innovations to address social determinants of mental health, such as poverty, discrimination, and lack of access to education and employment. Again, educating people on different conditions, different, crises, um, just all the different things and not shutting someone out and telling someone to get over something. I think I definitely think that was going to help kind of get like, you know, have that uncomfortable conversation. Technology innovations, um, AI for learning improved diagnosis, risk assessment, and personality or personalized treatment plans. Again, actually, you see this quite a lot. Like they, they're not really like, they're kind of there to help. Maybe make a personalized one for you. Obviously, everyone is different, in terms of like what they, what they want, and what's going to help them. And sometimes it's going to take a minute to find things that actually help you. And AI may not always be the best, like may not always help you. Like AI only knows so much, and as a person only knows so much. Wearable devices and sensors to monitor mental health indicators that provide real-time feedback, which actually I don't really see any mental health ones so much. I've seen wearable devices that will track like, stuff for people with like chronic illnesses and um all that. I've just never seen a mental health one, but I think honestly, you know, reading all those determining factors actually I think would be kind of a nice tool to have, or at least to show your like risk assessment of like, oh, like this seems like down today. Chatbots and virtual assistants for emotional support, education and self-help tools. For me, I wouldn't, maybe talking to someone like virtual, I guess wouldn't be too bad, but I kind of am someone who wants, and this is just a me thing, is someone who wants like an actual like person to talk to. So I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, I'm not opposed to talking to chatbots, but focus on prevention and early intervention, emphasis on proactive mental health measures such as stress management, mindfulness, and resilience training. Which, yeah, again, being proactive. And to be honest, for me, it means being proactive in your life too. Because for me, I feel like the more like I sit around and don't do anything, the more like I feel more down on myself. And but that's not to say also like your brain doesn't want to have like a break day either. It's okay to take a break day and not do everything you need to do in that day. Like if your brain needs a break, it's going to tell you. Development of early intervention programs for an at-risk population to youth and older adults. Yeah, early intervention, making sure that people feel supported, especially even in the beginning stages, because some people may not actually even know what they're going through. Use of data analytics to identify high risk individuals and provide target support, which is something I really love, because I am a like data nerd and I love looking at data like that. So I think looking at data for someone who could be high risk, like I think it's honestly just like just blows my mind because I just love like data. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of end that one there because we're gonna start the next article, which is the future of mental health predictions for the next 5 years, and this is from Forbes. So I think this article looks like it was in 2024. So, more proactive mental health, teletherapy, and digital therapeutics becoming the norm, which I think, yeah, I think it's gonna become pretty common, just because the one like it's kind of like how like there are some like places going bankrupt now because of like the need to move online. Businesses have moved online, so yeah. All right. The integration of mental health into primary care, which actually we quite see, at least in my experience, we quite see kind of quite a lot. Like they'll give you a behavioral assessment every like almost every time. Data-driven mental health intervention, which again is something I love. Numbers based to back things up. So, and then a shift towards mental health as a standard workplace benefit. Yeah, and and actually what we're seeing now in a lot of, at least in a few businesses, is working, like, taking a mental health day and it not like counting against them. So, and then this last article, technology and the future of mental health treatment. Technology has opened a new frontier in mental health and data collection. Mobile devices like cell phones, smartphones, and tablets are giving the public healthcare providers and researchers new ways to access help, monitor progress, and increase understanding of mental well-being. Um, Mobile mental health can be simple but effective. New technology can also be packaged with extremely sophisticated app for smartphones and tablets. Such apps might use the device built in sensors to collect information on the user's typical behavior, with their patterns. So, pros and cons of mental health apps: convenience, anonymity, introduction to care, lower cost, greater outreach, interest, 24-hour service, consistency, support, data collection, effectiveness, audience, and obviously privacy, guidance, overselling, regulations for like cons. Yep. So I am going to end this episode here. Um, I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Reinvented. Don't forget, I am on Instagram at kicksk28. We are also on TikTok, Instagram, and Clapper. Yeah, Instagram and TikTok at Reinvented Goal Rush Pod. And then I use my personal Clapper account pretty much for like, my day in the life writing, all that. Yeah, like I still post like promos on there, stuff like that. So I'm also on Clapper at KickSK28 as well. Yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Peace.